Well, hey everybody, welcome and thanks so much for watching this kids ministry orientation video, and thanks so much for being willing to be one of our amazing team members who are choosing every single weekend to say, you know what, we want to create a place that kids love so they can experience a loving God. And we are so grateful for you and so grateful that this is your and one, that you're making kids ministry your and one. So this video is to kind of get you caught up to speed about what that means to be a serve team member in our kids ministry at whichever location you may be at, Plantation, Coconut Point, Gateway, wherever that might look like, your and one. This video is designed to get you up to speed so that you can know what it means to be a serve team member in kids ministry. So we're going to talk through some things, first of which is the vision. What we're trying to do is simply that, create a place that kids love. And so how do we create that place? That's what this is all about.
Yeah, and absolutely. And you know, the best way to create a place that kids love is really consistency. And when we talk about consistency and commitment, we're talking about commitment and consistency of the small group leader's time. You know, there's really no replacement of you or your spot in the life of a child. And so when we talk about commitment, we really mean the consistency of a small group leader in the life of that child. We feel like the best way, the best gift that we can give to a parent is a consistent adult in that child's life.
Absolutely. And so it's so important to do the best you can to confirm and decline on Planning Center and talk with your coach and your service admins to make sure that we're really creating consistency as we continue to create this place that kids love. And honestly, Charles, I believe this is true. When we are creating a familiar face, we're creating a place that kids automatically already love because they love seeing familiar faces. And so that's why commitment is so important within kids ministry. So, well, what does it look like? So you show up the first time you're arriving. What does that look like? Well, every week as you arrive, you're going to start off by doing a check-in. You're going to go to the volunteer check-in station and you're going to check in, just type in your name and get one of our security tags. What that tells us is that you're a background checked volunteer and you're supposed to be there. So make sure you check in every single week and wear that name tag because that really helps us.
Absolutely. And you know, when you arrive, we'd love you to arrive early. And in fact, when you arrive early, you will experience a high impact, fun huddle. We get all of our serve team members together. We talk about wins. We pray for one another. And it's a great time to also build relationships. Also, when you arrive early, it's a great opportunity for you to get your room ready and just be ready and engaged for the parents and the kids to arrive.
Yeah, so when you walk into that room, we want to encourage you, read every tag as a student walks in. Yeah. Make sure your room's all set and tidy so that we're ready to begin to receive kids. Because here's the goal. So yes, we're creating a place that kids love, but how do we do that? Yeah. Like in a very practical way, how do we create a place that kids love? Well, here at Next Level Church, we have a serve team motto, and that motto is touch someone's heart today. So what does that look like? How do you know you've won? You've won when you've touched someone's heart. One person, just touch their heart. Touch that kid that walks in, touch their heart in an impactful way, and do it today. So how do we do that? How do we touch someone's heart today? We're going to talk through 3 ways that you can touch someone's heart.
Yeah, absolutely. And Will, the first way to really touch a kid's heart and touch parents' hearts is to see. We want you to see. We want you to be ready and available to greet and engage every parent that walks through that door. We want you to be able to get down on that child's level and greet them and just show them how much you love them and how excited you are for them to be there. When you see each child and each parent, that means you know and you notice all of the things that they may be bringing into kids ministry throughout that week. That means they may have had a hard week or maybe even just a hard drive to church. And when we're able to actually see them where they are, wow, that is the first way to really touch someone's heart.
Yeah, the second way is to connect. Make a connection. Make an emotional connection. Not just hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Fine, good, yeah, nice. Let's just keep on going. No, like take time to see people, but also to connect with people, which means engage every parent, engage every kid as well. Make an emotional connection in a very real way. And here's what we know. We know that individual who's arriving on Saturday night or Sunday morning it took a lot to get to church. I mean, think about it. They had to wake up, or they had to get everyone together and get them in the car. And, the 2-year-old screaming in the back, the 5-year-old's got the attitude, the 8-year-old doesn't care, and it's chaos. Or maybe the car didn't start. Think about everything that they may have gone through that in that moment, and just those hours leading up to. Maybe it was the husband and wife, the mom and dad getting in a fight, knockout, blowout fight on the way to church. And when they see us and they see us connect, and in that moment, think about the impact we can have. Yeah. And so we want to encourage you, engage every person. Don't rush through it, because every single one of those people matters. So make eye contact and say something positive. Compliment, hey, get down on their level and you look at, hey, Jimmy, I love that shirt, man. That is a cool shirt. Hey, you like the Broncos too? Or, hey, you like the Steelers too? I do too. Make a connection there, whatever it might be, whether it's sports or maybe, little Emily's wearing the most beautiful dress you've ever seen. You just tell her, Emily, you are so pretty today. Just make that emotional connection, compliment them. And even the parents, just say, hey, by the way, Jimmy's been in my class for a couple weeks now. I just want you to know how much I love having him in my class. He is such a good kid, and he is so smart, and he's so hungry for God's word. Man, parents love hearing us brag on their kids. And so we want to encourage you. See people, yes, but also connect with them. And then the third way is to leave them with hope.
Yeah, absolutely. And the examples that Will just gave are great ways of offering hope, because once you see each child and each parent right where they are, once you're able to make that amazing connection, the best thing to do then is to offer hope, because that's what we're here for. And, so when you take some of those same situations, think about that parent that comes in and maybe they've struggled on their way to church, or maybe they've struggled throughout that week. That's a great opportunity to slow things down and offer a word of encouragement. Feel free to slow things down and pray for them, or offer up, the fact that you'll pray for them throughout the week. That's a great way of offering hope as they bring their children in. The other thing, Will, in terms of offering hope, as we get to know these children over time, we'll get to hear many of the stories. And it's amazing. We have children from all walks of life. We have children that come from broken homes. We have children that come into kids ministry with really challenging weeks and challenging living situations. And there's no better way to offer hope than to just pray for them, to give an encouraging word, and to offer support even throughout some of the other ways of connecting with the church, like our Next Steps kiosk area. So it's a great opportunity to offer hope. And when we believe that when you see each child and each parent where they are, when you're able to make that connection and when you're able to offer hope, then that's really the best way of touching their heart.
Yeah, and honestly, when we touch hearts, when we see, when we connect, when we hope, we're creating a place that people love. And in that, we're believing that they'll experience a loving God, that they'll see the love of Jesus through us as we serve. So now we want to go over some general policies, general guidelines to help us as we navigate to create a place that kids love so they can experience a loving God. Because kids ministry is a little different. We're handling kids. We want to make sure we're doing diligence in handling kids and creating a safe environment for every kid that walks within any Next Level Church kids environment. So here's some general policies. The first one is restroom and diaper changing policies. If you have a student that needs to use the restroom, you may escort them to the restroom, but there should always be 2 adults that are present. If it is a pre-K student, 5 years old, 4 years old, maybe they need restroom assistance. Again, 2 adults are always present. That is to protect you as well as protecting our children. And regarding diapers, well, sorry fellas, no guys can change diapers. I know. It's sad news. It's so sad.
Really
Actually,
news for me.
It's a gift, right? I mean, Thank you. I'm so glad we don't have to change diapers. Ladies, only you can change diapers. And again, a second person is present in the room with you as you do that. That is to, again, create accountability and be above reproach to protect both our volunteers and our children as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Well, speaking of changing, let's talk a little bit about dress code.
There you go.
So here in kids ministry, we really encourage a modest dressing attire. And what do we mean by that? We mean be comfortable. This is kids ministry, be prepared to get on the ground and get at each child's level. And what does that mean? That means be comfortable wearing jeans, long pants. Those are the types of things that we really encourage. We have found that dresses that may be too short or skirts that may be too short really don't end up being very practical for kids ministry. So we encourage you to just be very comfortable, be very modest, and yes, feel free to look nice, but really be comfortable. So jeans, long pants, those are great ways to dress.
Also, there are a lot of allergies with children, so we want to be mindful of that, specifically with peanuts. Please, no peanut we have a no peanut policy, so no peanuts within our kids ministry. So if you have that peanut butter and jelly sandwich that you pack that you just love crushing, in between services, just make sure you leave it in your car or in a different place outside of kids ministry, just to make sure we don't have any kids having allergic reactions to any food allergies.
Yeah, absolutely. What we do like, though, is chocolate. So
Absolutely.
if you want to bring chocolate and specifically bring it to me, I'll take it.
I've never heard of a kid having a chocolate allergy, although I suppose it could exist.
You never know. So another thing that we'd like you to be aware of is our picture policy. Specifically, we would ask to encourage the safety and privacy of each child and each family, we'd ask that you not take pictures during kids ministry. We do not want any pictures to be stored on any devices or posted on social media. So no pictures, please.
Also, it is unlikely, but a possibility that there may be an injury that occurs within our kids ministry. We hope that doesn't happen, but there may be minor injuries or maybe even more severe injuries. So how do you handle injuries within your class? Well, first thing to do, whether it's minor or not minor, make sure you notify a staff member or a leader, a coach, to let us know. We'll guide you through the appropriate steps to take. Even if it's as simple as a paper cut, we still want to document that, and we will. We'll ask you to fill out an injury report form so that we have every injury documented, and as well as take care of necessary first aid, whether that might be just putting bandages on, taking care of first aid, or calling first responders and parents to address whatever injury may take place. So be mindful of that. Make sure you take a good log and remember what took place so that we can document injuries.
Yeah, another thing that we think will be unlikely is the event of a fire. However, we do have a fire policy that we'd like you to know about as well. When you are in the room, if you hear a fire alarm or if you're notified of a fire, the first thing that we'd ask you to do is stay calm. Children will model your demeanor during the event of an emergency. So we'd ask that you stay calm. We'd ask you to line up each of the children in one single file line, and we'd ask you to please grab that clipboard that you checked all of the children in with. That clipboard is going to have three key things. One, it's going to have the name of each child so that you can properly take account of them once you exit the building out the nearest exit. Two, that clipboard will also have our fire escape route. And then thirdly, that clipboard will also have a red and a green card. So here's what you do with the red and the green card. Once you safely bring the children out the nearest exit door, and we'd ask that you check with your campus kids director for that exact area, we'd ask you to line up at the rendezvous point, and then please account for every child based on the children that are present and the clipboard. Once you have accounted for each child, if everyone's there, please hold up the green card. That will let us know that everyone is safe and everyone is okay. If there is a child or children that are unaccounted for, we'd ask that you please hold up the red card, and that way we'll be able to immediately address the need that is there. You will have some next level staff members there that will help assist matching each child with each parent.
It is also very unlikely, but the possibility where our safety team may encourage or ask us to commence a lockdown, a safety in place within our kids ministry. Our kids ministry is designed to be locked down with just a few entry points. However, in this event, if we were to commence a lockdown, whether this is due to police activity outside of the church building or a possible intruder, we'll commence a lockdown on those exterior doors, but as well as your classroom doors as well. In that event, a staff member will tell you, please lock down your room. You'll ask students to huddle into a safe location of your room and stay there until the lockdown has passed, at which point a staff member will give you the all clear. So we ask you to familiarize yourself with our fire safety policy, our lockdown policy, as well as our severe weather policy.
Yeah, and severe weather here in Southwest Florida may be a little more common. However, what we hope is very unlikely is the event of a tornado. In the event of a tornado, you may hear a tornado warning. You may even hear it on your cell phone. And what we'd ask you to do are a few things. First, we'd ask you to remain calm, not to bring any panic to the children. We'd also ask that if you are in a room that you feel is unsafe, please await instructions from a next level staff team member. Most of the rooms in kids ministry are the safer of all environments to remain in. And so if you're in an unsafe area, you will be directed. Once you're in a safe room, we'd ask that you also huddle the children together. And for safety's sake, we'd ask you to get them into a turtle position, which means on their knees with their hands behind their heads, just to protect them from any flying debris.
That's it. Those are our general policies. And again, we want to thank you so much for choosing to invest in the life of kids. And every single week, we are going to change the world. And even if that world is one kid's life, we believe Jesus is going to do incredible things through you. Thank you so much, again, for sacrificing and giving of your time to invest in the life of a child. Take care.